the New York Post came out with a article on male menopause or menopause, highlighting RFK Jr., who credits his physique at 70 to testosterone replacement therapy. And we know that hormone replacement therapy has been a huge talk and a huge component in what you are doing and the wellness, overall wellness of your patients. Can you talk a little bit more on what that looks like and just the overall wellness of men now in their later phase and how hormone replacement therapy can positively impact them?
Yeah, I love the fact that this has become a conversation piece for men because this used to be the secret thing that guys would do in the gym. They would, ask each other, "Hey, where are you getting this stuff?" And they would go online, and it was just such a shady world. Not that it's not now. Unfortunately, that's it's like a two-edged sword, right? So on the one end, it's great that we're talking about it because more people need to be informed about it. On the other end, you have a lot of sort of interesting cast of characters that are trying to be part of this medical journey for the men. And unfortunately, I think, a lot of guys are ending up in the wrong clinics, in the wrong hands that are with people that are not trained. So this is no different than any other part of medicine, which is these are medications that are actually affecting your body. So you got to take that pretty seriously, and you got to go to someone who really understands not only about medications and the physiology of aging, but about how it applies to you specifically, right, as a patient. So I hope everyone really takes it seriously and goes to the right professional.
Mhm.
The reason why I'm super excited about this is because, I trained in, as a doctor, and then as did my residency in surgery, in all aspects of surgery, and then plastic surgery, and then aesthetic and cosmetic and all of that. So as you drill down to it. But at no time do we think that we could actually affect the body from inside out with the use of hormones, just because we didn't know enough about how that would affect it. And in addition, there was this fear that if these hormones could almost go into the opposite direction and cause tumor growth or, conditions that we don't want per se. Well, now the evidence is sort of has been accumulated scientifically over the past 2 decades. So, for example, we do know the answer is very clear now. For women that go on hormone therapy, they're not at increased risk of breast cancer, uh, unless obviously you have a genetic predilection towards it. But we know that actually keeping the hormones level steady, testosterone for men, less chance of having prostate cancer, and estrogen for women, you do not have a high risk of breast cancer. So we know that actually having and following these levels, keeping them steady, is good for your not only for your physique,
Mhm.
but it's also good for your mind in terms of your concentration, your libido, your sense of well-being, your sleep patterns, your metabolism, because your muscle metabolism is you have more muscle, so you have better metabolism, your bone density for women. So these are all things. If you really think about arc, the arc of aging, what happens? Everyone's doing great, feels good, high energy, sleeping well, great in relationships, sexual interest. And then starting 40, you start hearing these stories. And by 50s and 60s, people are like, oh, yeah, they're getting older. That's why all these things are happening. Well, guess what? That's exactly the same time when your hormones are falling. So I think we owe it to ourselves. At the minimum, I ask my patients, please check the levels, see where you're at. You may not need it because everyone's different,
Yeah.
but at least you owe it to check and make sure. And then number two, you owe it to yourself to go to the right person so that it's corrected appropriately. Whether it's your thyroid level, or your NAD level, your testosterone level, estrogen, progesterone, these are all significant contributors to your health and wellness and your feeling good like the way you used to.
Yeah.
So those two things coming together from the hormones on the inside and what we do in plastic surgery on the outside is like the perfect combination. I think we're there now.